Hello, Assalamualaikum, my dear Miss Jamirah. I hope you are in the pink. My name is NADIA NADZIHAH binti SHAMSUL KAMAL, and let me start by giving you some background information of National Tourism Policy. So, what is National Tourism Policy? National Tourism Policy is one of the strategy from government to ensure the continuity of the country's tourism industry, while targeting to make Malaysia as a global top 10 tourism destination in both arrivals and receipts. As we all know, from the past until now, there is no denying that tourism is one of the biggest contributors to the country's progress. The same is the case with Malaysia, where national income and development are derived from the tourism industry. The proof is that in 2017, Malaysia ranked 9 by receiving 25.9 million tourists in the list of the 10 countries with the most tourists and remains a record in the group of 10 best tourist destination countries in the world in 2018. Not only on our country, but France, Spain, China, Italy, Turkey, and many more also famous with tourism. This policy was implemented on 23 December 2020 by our 10th Prime Minister, which is Yang Amat Berhormat Tan Sri Datuk Haji Muhyiddin bin Haji Muhammad Yassin, via online media through the official Facebook of the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture Malaysia. Generally, this policy is implemented by having several main strategic thrusts, which is the transformation of governance, creating an investment zone for inclusive tourism project, intensifying the digitalization of tourism, and many more that we will discuss.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is RIDZWANIRASOBELLA binti IBRAHIM, and now I'm going to proceed with the policy problem. So one of the policy problem of national tourism policy will be the decreasing number of tourism due to the pandemic COVID-19. So one of the sectors in Malaysia that is expanding the fastest is tourism, whereas it contributes around 5.9% of Malaysia GDP, making it the third largest contributor to the GDP itself. However, when the COVID-19 pandemic hits, it has reduced the tourist number, which resulted in an 83.4 million decrease in inbound tourist arrivals in 2020 from the previous years. It was the worst ever recorded in the country tourism history. Moreover, there are around 4.3 million tourists arrived in Malaysia in 2020, which is also a decrease from 26.1 million the years before, with the main cause of the decline in tourists visiting Malaysia being the border closure and the lockdown. Therefore, the government's introduction of new policy to revitalize the industry is essential. Hence, it will maintain the tourism sector in the nation and work towards positioning Malaysia among the top 10 travel destinations in the world.
Next, I will continue with the policy problem. Safety and security issues in the tourism industry have also been identified as one of the reasons driving change in the tourism sector in the new millennium. Here are some of the key safety and security issues in the tourism. First, we have crime. For example, back in 2014, there was a case of kidnapping, which is a Chinese tourist and a Philippine worker who have been rescued nearly 2 months after they were abducted from a resort of Borneo Island in Malaysia. Second, we have terrorism. Example, in the Lahad Datu intrusion, repeated kidnapping and shooting in Sabah. In addition, Malaysia was also affected to some extent by the threat of terrorism. The third, health and a pandemic. For example, the COVID-19 was initially discovered in China in December 2019 and then quickly spread to other parts of the world. The epidemic is having a significant effect on the Malaysia travel and tourism sector, especially the airline and the hotel industries. Fourth, transportation and safety. For example, the twin incident of the Malaysia airline system MAS flight in a period of 4 months have been resulted in a huge drop in the tourist numbers for this country. Insufficient digital marketing can lead to missed opportunities and limited visibility for businesses in the online world. Digital marketing is essential for reaching and engaging with a wide audience, building brand awareness, and driving sales. Here are some common consequences of insufficient digital promotion and marketing. First, we look at the ineffective content distribution. An essential component of the digital marketing is high-quality content, but if the information concerning tourism in our nation isn't effectively distributed and promoted, it can go overlooked. Content concerning tourism in Malaysia may not reach its target audience due to inadequate advertising. Next, this may reduce tourist engagement. If a destination or attraction doesn't actively market itself to potential tourists, it may not reach its target audience. Effective marketing campaign, both online and offline, are essential for attracting tourists. Decrease of visitor involvement may be detrimental to tourism sector as it can result in a fewer travels, lower tourism-related spending, and a worsening of the travel experience overall.
Next, we will look at the next policy problem, which is a poor destination management in the tourism sector, which is referred to the ineffective planning, administration, and control of a travel destination, resulting in negative impact like degradation of environmental. Next, we will look at the degradation of the environment, where Malaysia is one of the countries that has many islands such as Pulau Perhentian, Pulau Kapas, Pulau Pangkor, and Pulau Redang, which are used as tourist destination, where these islands are also very dependent on their nature to attract visitors from both domestic and foreign countries. The irresponsible tourism practice found in this island are rampant littering, whereby islands in Malaysia are said to have produced 400 metric tons of solid waste per day. Of that amount, 60% is collected and disposed of in landfills. 35% is burned and 5% is thrown into the sea. The unit of analysis of this study also faced several environmental issues from tourism activities, which is one of them is waste management, where an increasing number of tourists to the island cause a considerable amount of solid waste. It is argued that the current practice by transporting the waste 21 kilometers away to the mainland is considered as uneconomical.
Turning our attention now to the objective and strategy from this policy. The first objective about this policy is to promote tourism products as the main catalyst for the growth of the tourism sector. In this objective, the government focuses more on product development, technology adaptation, monetizing, and more. A comprehensive focus needs to be given to efforts to increase the country's productivity to ensure the sustainability of the tourism industry. As we know, the tourism industry that is not well received raises concerns about the products that attract tourists. Therefore, with the existence of a policy based on digital technology will be very helpful. The proof is that today's world is too dependent on the use of advanced technology. For this reason, the focus on enabling services based on digital technology is very important. For example, products in Labuan such as Blue Eye and Covice that attract tourists to Malaysia can still be marketed using digital technology alternative. Other than that, handmade handicraft, which are also one of the products that often become tourist attraction, can still be marketed abroad. Therefore, the effect obtained is that products made in Malaysia can expand widely in the world market and can even attract more tourists. So, you must be wondering what is the strategy that government used to achieve this objective. So, the government produced sophisticated market intelligence to support future planning. This is the one of the strategy that government use. The strategy is more focuses on the digital transformation and accurate and sophisticated tourism data, analyze where it can create a cooperation network with external industry players and can also open new innovative sub in the futures. in this strategy as well, the adaptation of new norms also needs to be emphasized because the use of technology will be used and this use will eventually become routine in the tourism industry. For example, technological developments such as big data, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and many other smart innovation. The digital technology that will be used will make it easy for national tourism products to be competitive with foreign markets. By creating the sophisticated market intelligence, it can be said to be the leading digital platform that can rebrand local tourism brochures in a more interactive way. It means the country's tourism products will be well received because the digital tourism is seen to focus a lot on the delivery of information to domestic and foreign tourists.
So moving on, one of the strategies that the National Tourism Policy used is by creating Special Tourism Investment Zone (STIZ), which is to promote the creation of innovative and high-value tourism products and services in response to the increasingly sophisticated market. This strategy calls on the government to take the strategy action to guarantee the policy's success. The first strategy action is to use public-private partnership to drive tourism innovation by creating STIZ to stimulate high-value tourism development as well as request proposal for significant tourism public-private partnerships project to serve as growth accelerator within STIZ. Another action is to establish a pro-investment environment through targeted businesses facilitation by providing flagship matching grants for innovative tourism projects and make it easier for tourism SME, which stands for Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises, to access the Special Tourism Fund or Tourism Infrastructure Fund. Furthermore, the goals of STIZ is to improve Malaysia tourism industry. The transformation of Malaysia tourist industry depends heavily on public-private partnerships. So the creation of STIZ seeks to promote better investment in Malaysia tourism industry. And then another strategy that falls under National Tourism Policy is to practice sustainable and responsible tourism in the nations. This is accomplished by coordinating the country's tourist strategy with the Sustainable Development Goals. This is critical to strike a balance between development protection and preservation of the country treasures. Under this strategy, there are 4 underlying actions. For the first strategic action is to promote a champion responsible tourism at the fragile area by promoting responsible tourism in the management of tourist destinations that are vulnerable. Second strategic action is managing the island tourism development in synergy with conservation by repositioning the island as a top marine ecotourism destination. Third strategic action is to practice inclusive tourism development to include women, youth, and disadvantaged groups by emphasizing how tourism can work as a drive for rural empowerment to include all people in the society. And last strategic action is to monitor the tourism industry contribution to the UN SDGs by creating a data reporting system for sustainable tourism that is aligned to the 8th, 14th, and 15th UN SDGs goals. All of this strategy and action are implemented to promote Malaysia as the next stop of the marine ecotourism destination in the world. The UN SDGs are benchmark for the sustainable growth of Malaysia tourism industry and tourism role in promoting inclusive development, responsible consumption and practice. So that is all from me. Thank you very much.
Assalamualaikum. I'm SOFEA binti AHMAD from class AM228 FAUZI. Now, I would like to go further about the objective of National Tourism Policy. What is the purpose for the establishment of this policy? One of the objectives is to increase the Malaysian revenue in terms of tourism by extend their length of stay and increase the number of tourists. So, it means here, the government want to increase their revenue in the aspect of tourism. However, then, to achieve this objective, Malaysia have come up with a few strategies for them to ensure the tourists will come and stay longer in Malaysia. So, first strategy they done is they improve the tourist infrastructure development to ensure more tourists will come and visit Malaysia more often, as the infrastructure of tourism have improved, such as the hotel provided, it become more comfortable for them as the infrastructure provided for them is much more than, and at the same time it fulfill their demand be at affordable prices, which is not too pricey. So another thing is that to attract the tourists to come and stay longer at Malaysia is through the implementation or execution of the Malaysia Mega Festival. Where the purpose of this festival is to showcase the tourism, the arts and the culture courses in Malaysia. So for me, if we able to achieve this objective, it made the tourists stay much longer as the festival show the beautiful culture consists in Malaysia. Thank you. Now, I would like to tell you about the policy evaluation. As what have mentioned briefly in the policy problem that exists before the national tourism policy is a decreasing number of tourists due to pandemic of COVID-19. COVID-19, as we know, it had caused many countries to suffer losses, which caused many businesses have to close down their business starting from the 18 March 2020. And due to this, the tourist arrival have declined to 4.3 on year of 2020. And the effect of pandemic, it has caused the short haul market to decline negative 83.5%, medium haul market to decline negative 84.7%, and long haul market to decline till negative 79.7% under the national tourism policy. To overcome this issue and attract back the tourists to come back to Malaysia, it's about herd vaccination that lead to herd herd immunity. We can see from the picture there, it show on the data that it show that 84.2% of Malaysian total population have received at least 2 doses of vaccine. So this had to gain the trust from the tourists back to come and visit Malaysia, as Malaysian people had to preventive measure from being affected by COVID-19. So from here we can see how the government solve this issue, where how they want to attract by the tourists after the pandemic of COVID-19 by giving a vaccination and ensure the high population of Malaysia have received the vaccination. Next, I would like to tell you about the policy evaluation in terms of the aspect of policy problem, where as what have been mentioned in the previous one, the problem that exists before the national tourism policy is insufficient digital promotion and environmental concern. Due to this policy problem, Malaysia have come up with the several solutions from national tourism policy, which is the first strategy they done is by collaborating with the travel bloggers and key opinion leaders to promote Malaysia tourism offer and maximize the use of online media and digital advertising to increase the media coverage of the country as a safe travel destination. Where through the positive comment made by the blogger in suggesting many interesting places courses in Malaysia, we are able to attract the tourists to come to Malaysia. Another strategy they done is by collaborating with the Malaysia Shopping Secretariat to promote Malaysia as a shopping destination, and by collaborating with the Muslim influencer, national or local radio and television station to promote Malaysia as an Umrah hub and the best choice for transit. Where through the radio and television station, we're not only able to attract the foreigner to travel around the Malaysia, but we also at the same time able to attract the local people to visit many underrated places consist in Malaysia. So from here we can clearly see how through the national tourism policy solve the policy problem in terms of the aspect of insufficient digital promotion and environmental concern.
Malaysian visa policy have been leading for tourists, the state tourism and creative economic community chairman. Issue of safety and security. Safety and security have become increasingly important.
The inclusion of a special tourism investment zone in Malaysia, national tourism policy creates a very favorable investment environment for both domestic and foreign investors. The establishment of such zone clearly demonstrates the government's unwavering commitment to support the development of Malaysia's tourism industry. The first relate to the government assistance is to entice investors. The government offer tax incentive for tourism projects such as hotels, theme park, convention centers, recreation park, and other recreation facilities. The first is the pioneer status, which allow companies to receive 70% of their statutory income for each year of assessment of their business operation or investment tax credit. The company can take advantage of an income tax exemption package that includes a 60% allowance on eligible capital expenditure incurred over a 5-year period, with the allowance used to offset 70% of the statutory income of the year of assessment of its business operation. Next, if this special tourism investment zone is implemented correctly, it will boost economic growth in the tourism sector. For example, through SDIZ, the government will develop an alternative tourism area for Melaka, reducing pressure on the city centre and spreading tourists to the area, which is larger. This is significant because Melaka tourism industry is currently overconcentrated the city centre, particularly in and around UNESCO World Heritage Zone. This has to put severe stress on the city's sustainability, particularly in terms of heritage preservation, public infrastructure, traffic, and inflation. This policy has been highly successful in increasing foreign direct investment, employment, and industrial capacity in Malaysia's manufacturing sector.
Next, I would like to continue further about the policy evaluation in the aspect of the policy objective on the part of increased tourism revenue, where from the objective, we are able to improve the maintenance of tourism infrastructure. The Malaysian government has provided around 50 million for the maintenance of tourism infrastructure. A further 30 million is set aside in matching funds for the repair of 738 hotel, registered budget hotel and registered homestay business. Through this improvement of hotels, homestay and business project which related to tourists, it able to attract more customers to stay longer in Malaysia, especially there is more budget hotel provided to tourists in an affordable price. So this helps to achieve the objective of national tourism policy, which is to earn more revenue from tourists and make them stay longer in Malaysia. Another factor is that the Malaysia Investment Development Authority (MIDA), where it encourages the enterprise to invest in new higher quality infrastructure and facilities to strengthen the tourist sector resilience and long-term competitiveness. So from here we can see that this helps the government to harness the competitiveness of Malaysian tourism with other countries in terms of the improvement of infrastructure to a better quality that can fulfill the demand of tourists, which at the same time the national tourism policy achieve its objective in earn more revenue from the tourists.
Environmental and sustainability concern. According to Provara, climate plays a significant role in the competition from neighboring countries. In 2021, there was a significant decline in international tourism performance.
Moving on to the recommendations for policy problems. As we know, too many and uncontrolled tourism activities will cause problems. The problems that will arise include many aspects like environmental problems. To be more specific, it will cause a problem that to cleanliness aspect of the tourism environment. So, the way to overcome environmental concerns and ensure the sustainability is the government establish strict and simple environmental regulation. The government is recommended to issue a discharge permit to control the amount of pollution that may occur. When the permit is implemented, the tourism industry is likely to reduce concerns about environmental damage. In general, environmental regulation affect the tourism sector, which in turn causes changes to national and community income. However, it can only be given with a little fee to ensure the environmental sustainability of tourism places. With this, it is hoped that the authorities involved take every suggestion given to ensure the harmony and sustainability of the environment is maintained and clean in the present as well as in the future. Thank you.
We move forward to the next recommendation, which is accessibility and inclusivity in tourism. Government may improve infrastructure development. As example, government continually invests in the infrastructure such as airports, roads, and public transportation to improve accessibility to the destination. Not only that, government may provide easy and efficient transportation options, especially for disabilities are a significant factor in attracting tourists. Furthermore, government also can improve the quality of the service. For example, government can focus on delivering high-quality services and experience. This is to ensure that the accommodation, transportation, and tour services meet or exceed international standards. Positive review and a word of mouth recommendations from satisfied tourists can be a powerful tool to attract more visitors. Next, the third recommendation is enhancing safety and security in the tourism. The local government and the police force should collaborate to facilitate the promote cooperation in the providing safety and the security measures among the tourists. Other than that, the government can also implement the destination risk assessment. For example, doing regularly assess the safety and security risk in a tourist destination. Furthermore, government may also must implement emergency response plans. The reason why it must be done because of it may be can evaluating the threat of crime, natural disaster, health risks, and political instability. For example, government can develop a comprehensive emergency response plans that cover a range of potential crises from natural disaster to terrorist attack.
The national tourism policy has a significant impact and is seen to be very effective in improving Malaysia's tourism sector. This is because every step taken by the government is seen as very beneficial and effective in assisting in the restoration of the tourism sector, which has been disrupted as a result of COVID-19. Therefore, this policy should continue until the future and not be abolished because the content is sufficient and good unless there is a need for improvement to continue to be effective.